Kia ora koutou, nau mai haere mai, and welcome to another Frogs on Friday on a very dreary, kind of miserable day here in Tamaki Makaurau. I've actually been enjoying some beautiful weather in Wellington, whoever thought I'd be saying that, throughout the rest of the week, so it's been a bit of an unwelcome return to the weather. But enough about that, and I'm sure that it will change soon. So on today's show, we'll be looking at the labour market stats that came out this week for the September quarter, and looking at what that means for you. We'll, as always, go through our hot jobs across Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. And if you're ready to take the next step in your career in the Wellington market, it's definitely a good show to catch, as I'm joined by Domingo Enrique to talk about how you can register for our upcoming talent webinar and what kind of takeaways you can expect from the webinar coming up. And we'll finish off, as always, with our social media poll results. So let's jump straight into Mahi Media. Okay, so Stats NZ brought out the labour market results this week, and we saw that unemployment is up, but also on the other hand, so are wages. So the unemployment rate rose to 3.9%, and that was up from 3.6%. So it's not really unexpected, and I guess it's important to remember that it is still a really low rate. Now, economic measures to tame, or in an attempt to tame, rising inflation were really designed, or expecting a result of that, to take some of the heat out of the labour market. So again, it's not a big surprise that we're seeing that number increase. On the other hand, businesses are feeling the pressure of rising operating costs, so including things like salary increases. So although there is still very much a high demand for skilled workers, this is counterbalanced by that need to keep costs under control. So we have started to see job ads dropping, again, with many businesses perhaps holding back on hiring due to the overall economic outlook. As well, of course, we've had just recently had the election and still waiting for those results to come through. So we've had that wait and see mentality as we see how those results and the government changes pan out. I guess the good news for kaimahi and job seekers is that wages and salaries are still on the rise. So wage growth measured by the labour cost index increased to 4.3% year on year. And average ordinary time hourly earnings, always mouthful that one, was up 6.7%. So wage inflation does look to be topping out though, so I wouldn't expect it to get much higher than that. We expect to see this cool as we start to see that increased competition for jobs come through, as well as cost pressures on employers. So if you are looking for work, my advice would be to try and secure something sooner rather than later, before competition increases further and salaries start to cool. So now let's take a look at the hot jobs of the week. Okay, so first up we have a fixed term contract. So this one is for an HR advisor based here in Auckland, with a range of between around that 90,000 to 110k around that salary bracket. Now this one does have it is a generalist role, but does have a certain focus on employee relations as well. But it is a little bit of everything thrown into the mix within HR. Including things like remuneration reviews as well as talent attraction and retention strategies, of course, still all very important. For this one as well, so along with that generalist experience, definitely if you've had specific experience in ER and performance management, that will put you in good stead for this role. If you do have more questions or are interested in applying, get in touch with Kirsty Hennigan in our Auckland office. Let's take a look at the perm role. So this one, we've got an executive role this time around. So Director of Operations, based here in the CBD in Auckland. Quite a big range there. So again, that's going to depend on experience and what you can bring to the role. So this one, a big focus of this position is working with the senior leadership team and C-suite to be able to drive improvements and to be able to enhance end-to-end system models. A requirement for this role is to have a background in business operations as well as policy. If you're interested in this role, get in touch with Mark Beldham, our Head of Technology here in our Auckland office as well. Let's take a look at our overseas roles. Okay, I always love seeing the UK roles. There's always something different here. So this time we have a blockchain developer. Again, obviously, experience with blockchain technology is going to be a key one for this role. Again, if you are looking to make that move overseas, so particularly across to the UK or to Australia, make sure that you get in touch with the team here at Frog or one of our people-to-people branches to see how we can help you make that smooth transition and some really interesting jobs up for offer from our London branch. Let's take a look now at our role from Australia.
Join a nationally recognised workwear manufacturer as their accounts officer in their Malaga office. This is a temporary position with the view to go permanent full-time Monday to Friday. As their accounts assistant, you'll play a crucial role in the financial team, and your responsibilities will include managing accounts payable and receivable processes, invoicing, collections and reconciliation, payroll and general accounts duties, maintaining accurate financial records and reports, and vendor communication and data entry. To be considered for this position, you must demonstrate previous experience in accounts role, previous experience with accounts payable and receivable, experience with SAP B1 and strong written and verbal communication. Join a dynamic and engaging team with the potential to grow and develop in the position and company. Don't miss out on this exciting opportunity to take your finance career to new heights. Click apply below or get in touch with myself for a confidential chat today.
Hi there, Domingo. Great to see you again after spending the week down with you and the rest of the Wellington team this week. And exciting that you have the talent webinar coming up. Can you tell us a little bit about what's on offer?
So this will be, thank you, Shannon. This will be hosted by Frog Recruitment in Wellington by our branch manager, Peter Crestani, and 3 of our recruitment experts, Chitra Gulati, Jack Lauder, and Saf Burns. This will be like a 1-hour webinar, which will cover job seekers' most common challenges and how to overcome them and take the next step in your career, mainly within the following topics: the current state of the Wellington market, some interview preparation tips, how to work with a recruitment agency like us, CV and social media tips, and at the end there will be like interactive Q&A. This will be held on the 9th of November at 12:30 p.m. And to register, you just need to please follow the link in the comment section, or you can visit our Frog Recruitment website.
Excellent. Sounds good. Now, I know, so Domingo, of course, you were a sourcing specialist with the team, so dealing a lot with candidates, and particularly with the changes that we've been talking about in the market, but also I think Wellington tends to be a little bit more affected by whenever we have an election as well. So what are some of the questions that you've had job seekers ask you about the market?
Yeah, you are right. Now after the elections, things are a bit volatile. There is a kind of a flux and how the new government is going to be. And the candidates usually ask about when the market is going to be stable again. As you mentioned before, where the salaries are going to move, they are going to stay steady. What is the best moment to apply for opportunities? Is it better to wait until New Year, or is it better to start now? Our advice is to start as soon as possible, to try to secure something as soon as you can.
I'm glad you said the same thing as me, but we'll see in a minute that perhaps there's some different views on thought of that on when you should be applying for roles. Bit of a sneak peek into the social media poll. So what are some reasons? So what are some of the key things that other than the topics, what are some of the key reasons that people should register and participate in the webinar?
So they will be able to get a grasp of the current status of the market in Wellington. You will be able to stay live with one of our most senior consultants, Peter Crestani, and be able to learn from him. He has a lot of experience in the Wellington market. So you will get also preparation tips. Sometimes you have questions like, how should I face this interview? How should I prepare? You will have our team of experts here to give you advice, and also in how to work with a recruitment agency. Some people ask usually, so how is the process with you? Do I send my CV to you and then you will get back to me? You will look for a job for me? So this is a really great opportunity to know how to work with us and how we can help you to find a job.
Fantastic. Sounds great. And again, go to our website or look through the comments in the chat there to find out how to get involved. Thanks so much, Dom. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks to you, Shannon.
No problems. Let's go through and talking of those polls, see what the results were. Now, we asked if you were considering a new job opportunity, would you begin your job search now, so before Christmas, or wait until the new year? So really big proportion there. So 2/3 said, no, actually, let's just wait until after the new year. So again, I think I'd look at the market and how rapidly it's changing as well when you're considering that. So yeah, it can make sense, new year, new start, all of those things, but other people are thinking that as well. So if you do want to jump on the competition and to get in before we have more people looking for work as well, it might be an idea to see what you can secure beforehand. But of course, that's up to you. Let's have a look at this week's poll. Okay, so with salary reviews on the horizon, do you feel confident enough to ask for a pay rise? So yes or no, basically. Be good to see what you say there. Again, we saw from the results that the salaries were still on the increase, but it's likely that those will start to taper off, or those the rate of increase will start to slow. So and there are those pressures on businesses, so it'll be interesting to see what any end of year increases or start of new year look like this time around. Well, that is it for the show today. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and be sure to join us here next Friday. Ngā mihi nui.